Hi friends, welcome once again on this Sunday on HR Shorts with Atulya. It's been an overwhelming experience to hear so much of feedback from you and so many topics that a lot of you have suggested over the last week. And right now I can tell you that I'm really struggling to decide which one to talk on, but I'll be definitely taking those inputs into account and we'll share some new topics as we proceed on our journey. So if you're liking what I'm sharing, please subscribe to my channel HR Shorts with Atulya and also hit the bell icon so that you can get notifications and you are able to participate in this journey along with me. So the topic that I'm going to talk about today is actually about the third role of HR. So till now we talked about HR being a strategic business partner and also being a change agent. So today we'll be talking about how HR is also a talent champion. And talent, as the word goes, is actually about a natural skill set or an acquired skill set or a natural aptitude that a person or an individual has. So for any organization to be successful, it's extremely important that you have the right talent in the company or the right people with that talent which actually makes you successful. So for example, if you are in a consumer goods company and you are manufacturing soaps and detergents, you definitely need quality engineers in the company. You need people with the right selling skill sets in the company. You need marketing talent in the company. You need HR talent in the company. So talent is always going to be dependent on the industry. If you talk about IT industry, you will need coding skills. So coding skill is a talent which you acquire through your learnings over a period of time, or what you study in the subjects, or also what you learn from experience. So talent is actually a defining factor in a talent attraction strategy that you look at. So when I say talent agent, there are three pieces to it. First one being talent attraction. So how do you attract the right talent or get the right people in the company that makes you successful? The second piece is actually about managing performance. So once you attract the talent, once you have the right people in the company, how do you make sure that you really drive them for performance and you make sure that they deliver the results or they exhibit the talent that they have been hired for? Because end of the day, it's about the results. Talent is not sufficient in itself. It has to perform. It has to make sure the results come on the ground. And the third piece is about talent development and retention. So how do we really make sure that once we hire the talent or once we get the right people, we provide them the right skill set development, because skill development is an ongoing journey. And how do we make sure that they are successful and they actually continue on this long-term journey with the company? So talent attraction, performance management or talent management, and third piece is talent development. So I'll be quickly touching upon all these three elements today. So like I said, talent attraction is actually a very, very important starting point for us. And when you're hiring, a company is hiring somebody in, for a job, they will look for people either who are not so experienced. So that means you will go on the campuses, or you will hire freshers, as we call them, with certain skill sets. A fresher could be an MBA, it could be an engineer, or from some other area, it could be a chartered accountant as well. Depends on the job that you are hiring for. And of course, you will always look at hiring experienced people, which is actually ready-made talent available in the market. So if I'm an IT company and if I need a very good project manager to run projects, or if I need a very strong strategy consultant, I will look for talent from other companies or maybe freshers in some cases who can actually come into the company and quickly start delivering results. So within attraction, it's a very interesting piece of what HR does is how do you keep your eyes and ears open? How do you make sure that your company, the place for which you're hiring this talent for, is actually naturally able to attract people to your company? It can be done through various interventions. A lot of organizations today focus on employer branding, and that employer branding is actually led by a specialist function which is part of HR domain itself. So it's actually a talent acquisition team in the company itself, which actually talks about your company's presence on social media. It can talk about your company's presence on different platforms that we have today, where you can attract or get the people who actually kind of relate to what your company stands for. The purpose or the why, as we call it, what you stand for, is something that resonates with the people and they automatically get attracted. And once that attraction happens, it is so important to have the right process in place so that you can select the right people. And there is obviously a methodology behind it. A lot of companies go for psychometric tools. There are so many in the market. Most of the companies will go for a very structured interview process. So those selection mechanisms become so important, because if you are getting the right talent in the company, you need to make sure as HR that you are having the right due diligence, or you are having the right process in place to get them in. So this is about talent attraction. Now moving on to the second piece, which is actually about managing performance. Once you have the talent in the company, how do we really make sure that we drive that person or drive the people in the company for delivering results? Because end of the day, the whole equation is about the company performing, and it's about the results. It's not about performance, it's about the results. And performance is a definition, or is the roadmap which will actually deliver results for the company. So putting that whole process in place, where we make sure that the company has a very clear-cut defined vision or the defined results which they want to achieve, and how it actually gets distributed to the people down the organization. And then how do you create a mechanism where you measure it at the end of the year is going to deliver results for you. And as they always say, that what gets measured gets delivered. So if you're not able to measure results, you will definitely not know what has happened. So for example, if the company chooses to grow or deliver a profit of, or a sale of 100 crores, that 100 crores is not going to happen if each sales guy has a certain percentage of that distribution in their performance management system, what we call the key performance indicators, or the KPIs. This is a terminology used by a lot of companies. And this process becomes very important for us to have a very clear-cut mechanism to not only ensure that results happen, but also to make sure we intervene at the right time as business leaders, to make sure if things are going off track, we get them on track. So PMS becomes critical. And apart from this, there are a couple of other processes which also become important when we talk about HR being a talent champion. One is rewards and recognition system. So how do we make sure we build that emotional connect or the psychological contract with the people? How do we use those moments to cherish, to recognize people who have done some wonderful results for the company? During these COVID times, there are a lot of people who are going beyond the call of duty. They are actually helping the company. People who are going out on the field, people who are going out on the roads, who are people who are going to meet the channel partners, risking their lives, deserves recognition. So what is the company actually going to do to make sure that those moments or those initiatives are recognized is so important. So combining these 2-3 processes, it is actually a definition of how performance management happens in the company. And the natural outcome of performance management is actually a talent management process, which is the third step, the talent management or the talent development as we call it. So once you know that people have performed, there is a process in place where you actually manage their careers in the company. And that is where talent management or development comes into play. And it's a pretty interesting one, because a lot of companies have a very structured way of having a career map or a career model for the people, where they decide that basis how they have performed over the years, how do I really manage the career of that individual? So if he is at an entry level, if he is my top performer, how do I ensure that I provide a clear-cut journey to the individual, that the person knows that today I am here at entry level, but if I have to reach a level of say 4-5 levels beyond me, what are the different experiences that I need to take, and what are the skill sets that I need to build? And thereby the whole definition or the whole discipline of learning and development comes into play. And learning and development, if you ask me from my experience, is one of the most critical processes in this entire journey of being called a talent champion, because things change every day. Today we are talking about Industry 4.0. Industry 4.0 is about how the whole technology roadmap is going to change, how the industry roadmap is going to change with the different digital applications or the digital strategies coming into play. Things are going to get automated. Things are going to change. So people who are in that field, or if they are not in that field, there's a lot of skill development or training and development that needs to happen. A lot of skilling, reskilling, or unlearning, as we call it, a lot of times needs to happen. So all these elements become so important when we talk about capability. So companies have to invest a lot in doing that. So just a quick recap of what we talked. So when I say talent champion, it's actually about three aspects, and I just repeat it very quickly. It's about talent attraction, it's about performance management and talent management, and third is about talent development. So this is what I had today for you, and we'll connect once again next week. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you can get notifications. So this is Atulya signing off once again. Have a good weekend. Have a good day. Thank you so much.